Hello and welcome to the Take Back the Pitch. I'm Noah Schwartz. With me is KP. How are you doing today, KP?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited to see some good Quidditch today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what these people have to offer. We saw some really exciting Quidditch in our MLQ Championships. Now we've got Take Back the Pitch here. We're about to go to Brooms Up. It's going to be Himalayan Pink Salt versus the Black Parade. Himalayan Pink Salt is going to be going left to right on your screen. Black Parade right to left.
All right, brooms are down, and we are getting ready to start. Brooms up. Players are starting with ball in hand. It looks like Himalayan Pink Salt has Quaffle and Bludger Control in the hands of Black Parade.
And that's going to be Julia Bear on the left with the Quaffle. Going to be swung around to the left side. It's going to be a beater exchange up top. We'll see if Pink Salt can do something with the Quaffle here.
Jeanette High playing beater for Black Parade, keeping that bludger right in the middle, making it so Himalayan Pink Salt can't get any easy dunks on those hoops.
And a quick beat out, and Bear's going to drive, not recognize the bludger's back into play, and that's a great beat by High. And as Black Parade looks to go the other way, nice pass there, and that's going to get finished off really nicely.
Great goal by number 32, Ashley Wilson of Black Parade, keeping. So your score right now is 10 for Black Parade, 0 for Himalayan Pink Salt. Bludger Control in the hands of Black Parade. Brittany Kahane, Jeanette Murphy doing a great job keeping the Quaffle at bay away from their team's hoops by using those bludgers.
And that's Sosa, who had a great day yesterday in the championship series. Now cutting back to the hoop. They end up finding a player on that small hoop, on that medium hoop on the right side.
Yep, that's number 14, Sarah Dykstra with the goal for Himalayan Pink Salt, keeping our score even at 10 all.
And Peter Lawrence, number 73, with the bludger here for Pink Salt. It's going to be a beater exchange. Lawrence going to come back into the play. Out wide. Back up top. Lawrence going to make the beat out, and that's Bear looking on the fast break. Bear's running. Bear's going to try and get held up here.
Great pass along in front of the hoops. Gets stopped.
Yeah, Sosa not able to complete the finish. A nice dish there to Bear. She mishandles it.
Himalayan Pink Salt.
Back out to Dykstra. Dykstra finishes. That's 2 for Dykstra early.
Awesome job by Himalayan Pink Salt, just continuing to keep that Quaffle in their hands and move it around despite all the stops coming their way from Black Parade.
Yeah, and really nicely done by Julia Bear to stick with the play after fumbling the initial pass from Sosa.
Yeah, there was like 3 different shot attempts there before they just finally got that ball through the hoop. No, never give up in those type of situations. Get gritty, get that Quaffle, get it through those hoops.
And that's going to be Fiona Gaffney for Black up top. Now out to Ashley Wilson, who swings it to Anna Holmes. Back to Wilson. Met there by Dykstra.
And Himalayan Pink Salt.
Back up to Gaffney. Nice shot there by Gaffney. Looks like it get called no good.
But Wilson's got the Quaffle behind the hoops. Shot no good, but it is rolling towards her player back.
And that's
going
to be a nice kick there from Bear to see if she can save it from going out of bounds. Bear picks it up. Bear around the end. Looks like there's no blunders in play. Play's going to get stopped. I don't know if that's where everybody stopped. I think the positioning is going to change a little bit here before the restart.
Yep, I think the referees are saying that Bear must have stepped out over on the sideline. They are putting the Quaffle over there.
Yeah, unfortunate there from Bear, who made a really nice effort to try and create the break on her own.
Yep, so Black Parade will inbound from their bench area. I'm liking the speed we're seeing today. A lot of these players that are on the pitch also played for their teams this weekend during our regular MLQ Championship hosted by Howard County. But it looks like a lot of them must have got some sleep last night because they're coming out speedy.
Yeah, and it's an exchange won by High there up top. It looks like Black is going to get bludger control off of that. Lawrence looks to make a beat. Does get there. Now it's going to be Sosa with the Quaffle. Nice play there by Lawrence to clean it up. Oh, and it looks like Pink is going to get bludger control back after a really aggressive play there from Black.
And that's number 10, Bergerman.
Oh, and the other way, Sosa finds the near hoop. What a great goal! What a great goal by Sosa. Really good positioning. We saw that all day yesterday too.
Yeah, great goal by Sosa. Great assist by Bergerman, who was able to charge in just far enough, draw the defense, and then find Sosa open right next to the mid-size hoop.
We are going to get some beater substitutions here for Pink.
Pink looking like they're running a bit more of a zone defense, keeping 2 players right in front of the hoops.
Yeah, and he's going to be Noju Sasura, who beat for Boston yesterday in the championship game. Giaroso with the quaffle up top for Black.
Black, I think, trying to slow down this game now. Our score right now is 30-10. Pink Salt leads. Black really needs to make something happen here so that they can stay within.
And that's Wilson behind the hoop, and Wilson scores after a nice feed from Gaffney.
And that's exactly what they need to do to keep this game nice and close. You don't want to fall behind too much early and have to depend on the snitch catch to keep you in the game.
And Black moving the ball well without bludger control there. Again, that beater pair for Pink is Asura and Beth Hosick.
And we are getting a keeper.
And a nice catch there from Deagle
Yep.
to get bludger control Black from Black.
Yeah,
And now it looks like the third bludger's on the ground. Pink's gonna have a hard time here. Pass out wide. Sosa again unmarked on the near hoop. Looks like Deagle was able to get over with the bludger. That might be a play after beat. I think Sosa released that ball after Deagle got there.
Yep, so Quaff will go back in the hands of 42 Fiona Gaffney.
And that's gonna be a beat there from Hosick. Really aggressive beater play here from Pink.
Yeah, Pink's been doing a great job of not only keeping bludger control, but making sure that they're using that
Giaroso
control.
all the way over. All the really nice break there from Giaroso, recognizing no bludger situation. That's gonna even it up for Black.
So your score now is 30-all.
The beater play here for Pink just a little bit too aggressive. Need to slow things down. It is Black with bludger control. Swung out wide to Sosa. She's been really good so far.
Yeah, Sosa absolutely has been key for their team on the outside.
Looking to be a key UTSA contributor along this as we go into a USQ season.
Yeah, Delk with the quaffle for Himalayan Pink Salt. They did use their reset on that last play.
And nice knockdown by Jackson, who's going to look to break. There's no bludgers back. I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop her. Slammed home by Jackson.
Great goal by Maria Jackson, able to pick off that pass up top and then just take it and drive in.
Really great awareness there to play the passing lane from Maria Jackson. Black with bludger control still.
And quaffle in the hands of Sierra Delk of Himalayan Pink Salt.
Yeah, and it's been a really good beater shift here for Jillian Deacle and her beater partner Mary Owen. That's Bear on the left side. Bear's going to circle around. There were some beater interactions, really nicely done to be held up. Not going to be enough. Great look there by Julia Bear to get the assist.
That was great passing by Himalayan Pink Salt. Last goal by number 0, Emma Paulin.
Paulin, who played a lot of minutes yesterday as well.
Score right now, 40-all. Black Parade moving the quaffle. Pass back outside, near side of the pitch, back behind the hoops.
Tessa Mullins meets Slominski behind the hoop there. I thought it might have been a play after beat. But another goal for Ashley Wilson here. Ashley Wilson really dominating in these early stages.
Yeah, Wilson being absolutely key for her team, making sure to get those shots really on target. I mean, she's dunked a few, she's taken some shots from out wide, and she's been good at both. So Black Parade leads at this time, scores 50-40.
And I apologize, that last goal, that's my mistake, was by Rose Murnion. A nice
Great
block
block
there.
Nice off-ball movement by Himalayan Pink Salt.
Yeah, that's a really great goal there from Sierra Delk.
Yeah, that shot taken from just inside the keeper zone. Great goal by Delk for her team. Keeps our score at 50-all.
Black doing a really nice job controlling the bludger game, controlling the beater game.
Yeah, I would say bludgers have been in the hands of Black Parade beaters for the last at least 85% of this game at this point.
And it is Brittany Kahane who took the sub in at beater. It's still Mary Owen out there with a dominant shift so far. Ball out wide, Giaroso with it.
Giaroso running across top
Evades
of
a
the
tackle
zone.
from Delk.
Trying to just find an opening there, it looks like. Lots
Ball
of
back
passing.
up top. Black content just a probe here. Nice pass behind.
And that pass across picked off.
Delk going to be able to,
Pink Salt.
yep, and Delk going to be able to control it in the keeper zone. Really nice field awareness there from Delk to recognize the ball going back from behind to front of the hoops. Yeah. Julie Bear out wide, going to look to have the quaffle. Bear obviously a really critical part of that Washington team, Team USA.
Yeah, Bear definitely getting minutes here today too. I don't think she's taken a sub yet. Great pass behind hoops.
And Sosa with a strong drive. Oh, it's not. Really effective defense there by keeper Rose Murnion. Be able to get just enough on it. They might get tackled from behind here.
Yeah, Murnion doing an awesome job just getting that hand on the ball. Sosa was right there about to put that ball through the hoop. I think it actually did bounce off of the hoop joint where the pole meets the actual
Going to get a talking to, but it is also going to be a yellow card for Rose Murnion.
So Black Parade will be down a player for 1 minute. Down a player in their quaffle game. We'll see how they choose to move forward from that.
And it should be Sosa who gets the ball back here.
And Sosa still, I mean, right on top of that mid-size hoop on the near side of the pitch. Ball in hand.
Sosa's been really dangerous so far playing off-ball chaser. Bear really doing a good job of finding her all around the hoops.
Yeah. Sosa just needs to be careful once they do get play restarted here. Both the Black Parade's beaters are literally on either side of her at this point in time.
Yeah, and Sosa's gonna get to start right where she was fouled, which should be an easy goal here. There's a beater behind. It's not gonna be fast enough.
And Kahane in front of Sosa is also armed with a bludger.
Yeah, an easy goal there for Sosa, who's had I believe is already on a hat trick. Tessa Mullins looks to make a really aggressive play. Kahane didn't see her. Tessa Mullins going to be able to get bludger control back for Pink. That's huge. They haven't had it pretty much all game.
And Giaroso was moving quaffle forward, but did get beat out, had to pass the quaffle off.
And Aruja wins a nice exchange there up top with Kahane. It is going to be Daphne with the quaffle. Daphne on over. Really good beat there from Sosa. Janet High is going to be able to win an exchange, but Tessa Mullins is going to be able to clean it up. Meanwhile, the quaffle's going the other way. Bears finds a streaking Delk who's able to finish it off. Really nice all-around play there from both the beaters and the chasers by Pink.
Absolutely. Bear had that wide open run, and Giarosa was able to strip the ball. Bear able to still pick it back up, get that pass off, and then get the goal for Himalayan Pink Salt. Score right now, 70-50, Pink Salt leading.
And Lawrence is going to take a sub in for Pink, along with Tessa Mullins, who just made that really nice play to maintain bludger control. High looking to make an exchange with Mullins. Mullins just knocks it back. It's gonna be ball out wide.
Charging in.
On a really nice play there by Rose Murnion, who's coming back in off the penalty.
Murnion using their height to their advantage.
Yeah, and able to keep their hands free on the way in. You always like to see chasers able to do that. And Delk has no fear, just going on in. Nobody picks Delk up. Easy goal from mid-range for Delk.
Score now, 70-60. Pink Salt leads. Excuse me, 80-60, Pink Salt leads.
Gina High leading in the quaffle. That's going to be Daphne with it. Over on the wing. Daphne looking for a pass. That's ill-advised. That's going to be picked off. That's Sosa going the other way.
Can Sosa be stopped too fast?
Yeah, Sosa's so good, so confident with the quaffle in her hands.
Score now 90-60. Pink Salt leads. This game was, really back and forth the entire first half that we've been here thus far, and it looks like at this point in time, Pink Salt has really just found their stride, found a way to communicate with their beaters. Then they are now holding on to bludger control and able to get those goals to start pulling away.
Yeah, Black was able to keep things close when they had bludger control. It's going to be really important for them to get it back here to get themselves back in this game. And that's a shot. It's a pass to Wilson. Wilson's going to fire. Wilson unable to hit.
Yeah, Sosa
it's
with
going to be a turnover. Looks like Maria Jackson's first to it, but I think it's going to be a turnover going Pink's way. And that's Bergerman with the quaffle now.
Your score now is 90-60. I do believe they made a slight adjustment after that last goal where we thought it was 80-60.
Yeah, and the difference really has been bludger control. Who's been able to dominate the bludgers is going to determine who's going to be in the lead in this game. It is Black now with control, but Pink had a really nice stretch of it there and capitalized being able to go up on the scoreboard. Bear with the quaffle. Bear looking for a pass across the hoops. It was a really good one, but just not able to come down with it from Dykstra.
Jackson picking up the quaffle, but is met by a beater.
And that's Wilson who's going to be able to come down with it. All they have to do is beat Bear. Oh, what a really nice play there from Wilson to charge through Bear, keep hands free, and put the ball through.
Yes, excellent effort by Wilson. Score right now, 90-70.
Pink with bludger control now. Ball out wide to Dykstra. Dykstra back up top to Bergerman. Bergerman back to Dykstra. It's a good one too, but really nice play there from Jeanette High to be able to knock that thing away.
Yeah, Jeanette High is definitely one of my favorite players in terms of the jersey number goes. A lot of people just pick numbers because they're their favorite. Jeanette picks number 5 because her last name is High, meaning the back of her jersey says High 5. So if you ever see Jeanette High, go ahead, feel free to offer a high 5.
And nice pass there as things got a little tricky. But Slominski is going to get wrapped up. It looks like it's going to be a turnover. These pink bidders are all over the place, and the pass is going to have to be a little sharper from Black to be able to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, Black's been struggling a little bit here on the offensive side of things. Pink Salt figuring out really just their beating pairs and how to work together with the quaffle.
And now it's Asura back in at beater for Pink.
Pass behind hoops. Back up top to Baird.
And Bear going to make a move, unable to get by Wilson. Bear's looking to pass. That's behind the hoops to Bergman. Maria Jackson really nicely wrapped up. Ball goes over to the nearest hoop. Going to get stuffed.
Great defense play by Maria Jackson, able to sort of wrap the player and wrap the arms with it so they can't get rid of the quaffle.
And that was Slominski on the near hoop making the stop there, getting big.
And it looks like we have a timeout.
Yeah, so far I think the story of the game has been who can maintain bludger control. I really like the way Pink's been breaking.
Mm-hmm.
What are some good things you've seen from Black?
I mean, Black's definitely doing a great job of looking up, seeing what's in front of them, and using those fast break opportunities when they have them. It's just Himalayan Pink Salt, these last few drives has not been giving them that kind of opportunity so that they can charge in and get the score back up and stay within snitch range of this game.
Yeah, in particular, I like the way that Rose Murnian and Ashley Wilson have been composed in front of hoops and driving the hoops, keeping hands free, finishing through contact. I think that's been so far some of the best play I've seen from Black.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams have shown a lot of grittiness in that, and that they're not going to give up. They're going to be able to drive, and they're not going to let anyone stop them when they want to get those goals.
Yeah, I think we're in for a close game here. We'll see if anybody has an advantage in the seeker game. We're unclear who's going to seek for each team, but I'm really excited to see how the game opens up as the snitches come onto pitch. We're currently at 14-26, so we've got a little way to go. Mm-hmm. But I really like the way both teams have been breaking. Obviously, Julia Bear, Force, and Sosa has been all over the field. Look for those two to link up more as the game goes on. And as beaters come out of quaffle play, I think Rose Murnian, Alyssa Giaroso, Ashley Wilson Maria Jackson are gonna find themselves a lot of room to drive to the hoop, and especially drive through players on this Pink team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's going to be key for Black to sort of figure out how to get bludger control back. I do know a few of the people that they have beating. That's not their main position for their Major League Quidditch team, so they're either coming back into this after, not playing beater all summer, or brand new to the position. So.
And I hadn't been able to see the number until now, but it's Catherine Zhang who's beating with Osura right now, put in a really long shift so far, from about the 10 to the 14 minute mark, and has done a really nice job complementing and maintaining bludger control from Pink, and that's Catherine Zhang, number 36.
Yeah, and that's kind of about the time where we started seeing the swing in the score, and Pink able to pull away a little bit. Our score right now, of course, 90-70. Himalayan Pink Salt leads. Creeping up on that 15-minute mark, and then intermission will take place at 20 minutes before we get the Seekers and Snitch on pitch.
Yeah, and so on the restart, it is going to be Pink with bludger control. I feel like I've said that a lot today. And Black with the quaffle.
Yep.
And that's going to be Rose Murnian with the ball.
Passes the ball off to Giaroso.
Rose with a little bit of too high. Yeah, that pass wasn't great. It gets picked off by Julia Bear, going the other way. There's only one bludger. We'll see if Bears looks for somebody to pass to. Yep. The ball's going to go a little bit wide. It's not a great pass, and Deekles is able to get back into play. Really nicely done to be swatted there by Jackson. Goes back to Pink anyway. Deacle trying to get back into the play. Now Black has bludgeon control. Really nice play there from Black to be able to get bludgeon control. Maria Jackson will swat the pass, and they're going to be able to reset here with a good defensive set.
Mary Owen doing a great job for Black on that defensive shift. Bear was running in with the quaffle initially. Owen able to make that beat and then catch the bludgeoning that gets thrown at her and then get back on defense and stop Pink's advance. So kudos to Mary Owen.
And out wide to Bergerman, who's going to come back up top to Julia Bear. There's a little bit of confusion in the beater game right now. No, there isn't. It's because Black won the third bludger, and that's why we saw that errant throw. They were just trying to throw it away from the play. And really nice pass there from Paulin.
But the bludger's there to meet him.
Yeah, the best beater pair so far for Black has been Deacle and Mary Owen. Mary Owen's been a real stabilizing force for Black this entire game. When they've had bludger control, it generally has been because Mary Owen's been on the pitch.
Absolutely, and she's doing a great job of extending herself a little bit to go be aggressive and go towards the quaffle players that are more towards mid-pitch, but then also able to step back and get right in the middle of her team's own defense so that when Pink starts to drive, she's there to stop them.
Yeah, and we're going to see the pair of Mary Owen as we get a drive here from Black. It's going to get stopped. Nice defensive play there from Bergman. And Kahane's going to get beat out pretty high up the pitch. Nice play there by Asura. They're going to try to lead the break. Nice play there from Mary Owen to catch it and stop Pink in their tracks.
Yep.
Out wide to Emma Paulin. Well, big play there from Mary Owen to stop the break and force the reset from Pink. That was surely going to be a goal the other way without the play by the beater.
Yeah, Owen doing a great job, too, of just getting little tap beats out on the rest of the offense. Himalayan Pink Salt having to pull back on that offensive set as they lost players in their quaffle game.
Paulin out wide. Paulin to Dykstra. Dykstra with a heck of a shot on that near hoop.
Awesome shot over the top of the defender and then through the small hoop. Black Braid getting some fresh legs coming into this beater game. Jeanette High back in.
He's going to be Giroso up top with the quaffle.
Giroso working around the back. Jackson back there to help her out.
That's Gahane fending off Bear. Now
Jackson
goes out wide to Maria Jackson.
Up top to Rose. That shot just low, spins the hoop, rolls off the joint, and unfortunately unable to recover by Black Parade.
And Murnian upset with themselves. It really has been best going towards the hoops. You'd like to see that mid-range shot fall. Pink with the quaffle coming down with possession. Out to Paulin. Paulin's picked out some people really well here. And that's Paulin and Soso. I think we're going to see that a lot with this quaffle core out there.
Yeah, Pink having to stay out wide though.
Looks like it was a turnover. Looks like Soso lost where she was at on the pitch, and now it's going to be Black ball going the other way. She's got to be upset with herself for that one.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, but it's also what's happening because Black is doing a great job of extending their players out further and keeping their beaters in the center. So Pink's having to play out wide unless they want to lose the quaffle due to the beaters on Black team. So unfortunately, just gets pushed out there.
Yeah, and Black's going to need a goal or two here to keep this one close as we near the as we just passed the 18-minute mark. Obviously, bludgeon control is going to be really important as Snitch comes back on a pitch. We'll see if anybody can float, like we saw in the championship game. We saw that be really effective for Boston when they had Havlin kind of floating between quaffle play and snitch play. Like I said, I think Mary Owens had a spectacular game for Black. And I'd like to see her get back on the pitch as the snitch comes back and comes into play in a couple minutes here.
Yeah,
as it stands, it is going to be Kahane, and it looks like there was a hit there from Delk on Rose Murnian.
Yeah. Kahane and High doing a great job for Black Parade and just tapping out the quaffle players of Himalayan Pink Salt to get that quaffle back in the hands of Murnian.
We'll see what the call is here from Delk, or on Delk. It is going to be a turnover. It looks like Delk was the one that was fouled on the play. I turned my head away for just a second. I apologize. So Delk is going to come up with the quaffle after a stalwart defensive effort at midfield. It is Black with bludger control. It's going to be the combination of Jeanette High and Brittany Kahane now for Black. We'll see if they can use it to get a defensive stop. They need one here.
Yep, score right now 100-70.
Sosa behind the hoop, shaded by Jackson. And a nice play there, but his shot is going to be good.
That's that same look that we've been seeing most of the game for Himalayan Pink Salt. Bear to Sosa, and Sosa able to just put that ball away.
And Sosa doing a really nice job. Bear knows exactly who her best target is, and Sosa, who has played so well all weekend for San Antonio, now shining bright for Himalayan Pink Salt here.
And a great bludger throwback by Kahane. Jeanette High getting a little bit too close to the lone bludger that Pink has, gets beat out.
And that's Gaffney up top with the quaffles, done a nice job, got on the score sheet herself. Giarosa behind the hoops, I think that's going to be her immediate target. She's going to go back up top, though. That's Sleminski.
And Sleminski
Over to Jackson. Pollen goes by Pollen. Pollen overextends, and Jackson's going to show her that's a bad idea. Don't overextend on Maria. Jackson coming in for the dunk.
I was going to say, Jackson doing an awesome job of just powering through that, not really taking into consideration that there's a defender in front of her and saying, hey, I'm just going to dunk this anyway, thanks.
Yeah, when you come out to meet the ball carrier, you really don't want to get out. You don't want your feet to get ahead of you. You want to keep your feet underneath you. You want to settle in maybe about three. We don't have to run anybody off a three-point line here in Quidditch, so it's really important to keep the player between you and the hoop.
And also to make sure that you can stop that player before they really get their momentum going, because once that forward motion has started, it's all
and Barrett wide to Pollen. Really nice play there. Eyes in the back of her head for Julia Bear, who sees Pollen on the other side and is able to finish it.
Bear doing just a great job of distributing that quaffle up around the hoops for Himalayan Pink Salt, allowing her teammates to finish it off and get those goals. Score right now 110-80.
No, the score right now is going to be 120-80.
Excuse me, 120-80. Himalayan Pink Salt leads.
Yeah, and this is going to be the last possession. We'll see how Black chooses to take it. They currently do have bludger control. That's going to be really important for them. Down 40 going into snitch on pitch. Giarosa with the quaffle up top. Bear looks to meet her. Bear looks to her now. Giarosa just shrugs her off. Out wide to act behind the hoops to Gaffney, who's unable to come up with it. Looks like Pollen, really nice play there by Pollen to come up with and kill this possession.
Yeah, Pollen doing a great job of just getting on top of that quaffle and taking it out of the hands of Gaffney.
Great body control there by Pollen to box out, to make the box out and get on the quaffle first.
And that play, I do believe, is taking us into our 20-minute intermission.
So we'll see who dons the yellow headband for each team here.
Your snitch today is Linnea Schultz.
It looks like for Black, it's going to be Ashley Wilson, who's going to get the first crack at the snitch. No indication yet from Pink who's going to seek for them.
I'm interested in seeing how the game dynamic might change here with snitch on pitch play. We've obviously seen pretty dominating performances from beaters on both of these teams, so I'm curious to see how those bludgers are going to be allocated, whether they're going to be more towards the snitch and seeking game, or if they're going to keep them in quaffle, or like you said, talking about doing the float, having someone going back and forth and doing a little bit of both.
Yeah, so far for Black, I think when they've had bludger control, like we highlighted Marion, I think Jeanette High's done a really great job too. I think that beater pair could cause a lot of problems for Pink. It is going to be Peter Lawrence who's going to get the first crack at the snitch here for Pink. Currently 12-8. That means the set score is going to be 180. A lot of work to do here for Black if they want to get back into this game, but I think it's going to start with catching the snitch and hopefully quickly before Pink can pull away. We'll see what the dynamics of the chaser play are with snitch on pitch. I think Black has been more physical going to the hoops.
Yes, I agree.
Pink has been especially with the ball carrier Julia Bear and Emma Pollen, have done a really great job of distributing.
Yep, and I think this definitely could be a close game too. Black has been doing a good job of at least taking the shots. It's just I think they've been a little bit less successful in actually having those convert into points. They've had a couple low shots, a couple easy passes picked off across the hoop. So if they can get that side of their game back under control and get the points on the board, I think that this could, we always want to come down to like a last goal situation, right? Those are some of the most exciting games, but we'll see how this happens moving forward.
Yeah, and I think for Black, the plan of attack is really simple: hand through hoop, right? If the bludgers are committed to the quaffle game, or if the bludgers are committed to the snitch game, I think they're going to have a physical advantage going forward. I think it's been pretty hard to tackle Black so far this game, and so as long as, like you said, they can complete passes or even not pass at all,
right.
I think they're going to have success here. And we've seen Pink do a really good job at picking through, so we'll see how compact the defense gets around the hoops for Black. As we get a thumbs up here from one of our assistant refs.
All right, players are heading back to their brooms.
So Pollen's going to start with the quaff after making the great defensive play at the end of the half. So it's going to be Delg playing keeper, Bear at chaser, Sosa at chaser. Asura is going to be the beater here for Pink. And for Black, we're going to see Jeanette Hyatt beater. Maria Jackson's on the pitch. It looks like Brittany Kahane is going to start off as the other beater. As Giaroso comes to her broom as well. We already mentioned Maria Jackson. Slaminski will be on the field for the Black Parade. And I believe it's Gaffney behind for Black.
And as we're coming back here, bludger control is in the hands of Black Parade. And Quaffle just now passing by Himalayan Pink Salt's hoops as they move forward into their offensive set.
And Kahane taking a leisurely stroll over there to Peter Lawrence, shaded by Tessa Mullins. It looks like there's going to be a big mistake there from Kahane, as Tessa Mullins is going to come with a Quaffle because Kahane stepped out of bounds. Maria Jackson swats the Quaffle. That's going to be a good first defensive possession for Black, despite losing bludger control. Giaroso is going to look to get by the chasers. Bear able to just pop the ball out.
And Peter Lawrence, seeking for Himalayan Pink Salt, grabs a quick catch on the snitch.
And it's going to be really bad news for Black if this catch comes back good. Peter Lawrence with a huge size advantage here.
Yeah, that'll really bring Black back into this game and make it anyone's. Our set score, of course, is 180. Yeah, that would put.
Looks like that's a dap up from the snitch. That might mean the catch is good. Catch is good. Peter Lawrence with the quick snitch grab for Pink. Going to make it 155 to 80. Set score 180. That might be the end of the line for Black here. Really dominating performance at times from Pink.
Yeah, and that was just, really quick movement on the part of Lawrence. Lawrence got beat, of course, as soon as they stepped onto the pitch on the far side, went and tagged up, and then just immediately ran and got that snitch catch. I don't know if the snitch was entirely prepared for them to tag up and then immediately just sprint and take the grab.
Yeah, and Lawrence now talking to the snitch about exactly how they were able to catch. Gaffney going to look to find Giaroso. Giaroso makes a great play to come back to the ball. That's why you always come back to the ball, but it looks like that's going to be an over and back here. Just reset one too many times. That's going to be a turnover. Both Kahane and High are going to be back, so it's not going to be a fast break for Pink, but not what Black needed as they're looking to mount an unlikely comeback.
Yeah, and just as a point to the situation of snitching, for Take Back the Pitch, a lot of the players that we're going to see snitching today maybe haven't had a chance in that position before. Snitching does tend to be quite a male-dominated position within our sport, and today we're trying to take that away and really just let others have a chance at just trying it. So Schultz doing a great job. I believe this is her first time ever snitching. And you get those quick catches until you learn.
Yeah, and it's really technical, and a hands-on experience is really important. So it's good they're getting an opportunity. Tessa Mullins wins an exchange. Ball's going to go to Bear. Jackson makes a great hit. That's huge. Jackson with a great hit on Bear there in the lane. Going to get the Quaffle now. Oh, but fumbles it. Bear on top of it. Always watching Jackson to get the Quaffle back. Giaroso with a really nice play. To maintain possession there. Kahane and High still doing work for Black in the beating game. Going to send Bear back to the hoop for her efforts.
Yeah, great cleanup by the beaters of Black Parade. Kahane, a big part of that.
And now it's Murnion with the ball. Murnion's going to find Gaffney on the far side. Gaffney's going to look to drive. Gaffney's going to look to shoot. It's going to go right to Sosa, who's going to turn the ball over. They're not going to look to break. I believe that Black still has bludger control. Looking for the third bludger now. Yep, it was a substitution in by Deacle, which is why that third bludger was all the way on the sidelines there.
Yep, so we have Deacle and Kahane into the bludger game for Black Parade.
Yeah, ball out wide. Sosa looking for her favorite spot. Going to get tipped by Jackson. Jackson's going to beat Sosa to the ball. Nice play there by Jackson to stop Sosa from getting to that pass.
Yeah, Jackson doing a really good job on just reading plays from Himalayan Pink Salt. Yeah, I think sometimes even before Pink Salt's really even stepped into the motion to make them, and able to get hands on the Quaffle on some of those longer passes.
And Deacle wins an aggressive exchange there. It's going to be a no bludger situation for Black. I'm not sure they recognize it, and it's a quick turnover. Mullins lost a really bad exchange. They're trying to get too aggressive with the bludger. Black unable to take advantage. Score still 15-8. We're playing to 180.
Yeah, a lot of high pressure being offered there by Gaffney, trying not to let Pink Salt just get the Quaffle back and walk it up.
The only points scored so far have been the ones that Peter Lawrence achieved by catching the snitch very quickly.
Yeah, we've had really good defenses on both sides of the pitch these last few drives.
Black really settling with bludgeon control. Sosa out wide. It was an errant pass.
Sosa stepped out again.
That's going to be another turnover. That's two really bad passes. One from Emma Pollen and one from Delk that led Sosa to having to step out of bounds.
Giroso inbounding for Black Parade.
Sosa and Bear pressing high. There's no chaser there. They are going to get beat out.
And we do have a substitution on Black Parade.
Yeah, I think what Julia Bear was pointing out is that Giroso, the one who picked up the qualifier, was beat before, is what she's claiming. So the ball should just be sitting on the ground there.
And we see Jeanette High coming in now with a different positional headband. High now in for keeper, where she's been, really good on the beater side for Black Parade. So it'll be interesting to see how she takes that into the qualifier game.
Yeah, how they settle this one out is going to be interesting. Tessa Mullins has the bludger for Pink really high, as does Zhang, who's backing after putting a really good beater shift. We'll see if Pink can get to this quaffle. There's two Black players around it. I think one of them is going to be called off broom. That's what Julia Bear was pointing out as she was going back to hoops. And Mullins is going to get chased off here by Deacle. They aren't going to try and press high. They're going to be content with bludger control and a 7-point lead. High with the quaffle, passes out wide.
And all three bludgers are on the ground, but Himalayan Pink Salt is able to recover two of them pretty quickly.
And that's Sierra Delk with a really high tackle up there, extending really far. Mullins in to clean it up. That's going to be a really nice play there by Delk to get the ball back up top. Really nice point defense. Pink coming the other way. Zhang's going to beat out Gaffney.
And Owen there with the bludger.
Mario loses an exchange. Pass out to Julia Bear. Julia Bear across. And that's going to be Dykstra to finish it off. Really nice look there. 1, 2, 3. Easy as you like for the Himalayan Pink Salt. It's going to be 16-8 now. We're playing to 180. Jeanette High looking to take a shot on the top hoop. Really good goal there from Jeanette High.
Yeah, that shot taken from, way out, a decent amount outside the keeper zone, just powers right through that center hoop. Great shot by High, showing that she can be a great player in both the beating game and the quaffle game.
Yeah, Jeanette High took that shot from about 6 feet outside of the keeper zone. Probably one of the longest shots I've seen go through all weekend.
Black doing a great job of just keeping Pink pushed outside, not even letting them get anywhere near the paint in front of the hoops.
Out wide to Dykstra. Dykstra going to look, it's going to pretty harmlessly go. Asura going to make a really nice play on the ball to make sure that it's not reset. Sosa going to pick it up. Sosa can find Dykstra. Sosa does not see Dykstra on the right side. Instead passes to Bear. Bear's going to come around. Bear's going to shoot on the near hoop. Bear's shot's not going to go, but Sosa's going to get the ball back. Stick with the play, and after...
That was a Herculean effort by Sosa. Oh my goodness, really just doing everything that she can, and finally kind of just getting a little tip on that quaffle to get it through the top center hoop.
Yeah, I think Julia Bear is the one that ended up spiking it. Sosa sticks with the play, though, as you said, in a Herculean effort. Just sets it up, couldn't quite get there, and Julia Bear spikes it through. The goal's going to get called off. Looks like A.R. Tad Walters had something to say about it.
That is unfortunate, but still A for effort on that entire situation.
And I'd like to say again, it looks like Tad Walters called off what was the goal of the game here.
Yeah, that was just, I think initially Sosa was looking to see if she could pass to Dykstra. Dykstra had already been tapped out at that point in time and really just having to do whatever you can. Maybe a little desperate, but regardless of if it's a desperate play or not, a goal's a goal. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that it did not count. So our score is 160-90.
And Zhang's going to try and clean it up. A really nice pass there. Hand through hoop by Ashley Wilson.
Wilson just using that height as the best she can and getting that quaffle through that top center hoop.
Score currently is 16-10. Set score 180. It should just be a cleanup job here for Black. We'll see for Pink. We'll see if they can finish it off. We've seen some really valiant defense here by Black. Oh, and it's a nice pass there from Julia Bear, hop skipping into the lane, finding Bergman, and that's gonna put Pink in a 1-goal away situation to win this first game of the day.
Yeah, Pink really just needed to close it out at this point. But at the same time, you can't count out Black. We've seen a lot of really good defensive stops from them early in this game. So they might have something to say about that.
Jeanette High coming down with the quaffle. So High that made that seller shot earlier. High looks to drive. High's going to shoot again. That's going to be no good as she was met by Julia Bear.
But it's picked up by Wilson behind the hoop, sent back up top.
On a missed beat there from Asura.
Yep, and that's going to give Slominski the time to try to take a shot as well.
Yeah, I think Slominski was looking for the pass to Wilson there. Just too high even for Wilson. The ball's going to go harmlessly out of bounds. It's going to be Bergman with the quaffle behind the hoops.
Yeah, Black has to make a stop on this or this game will be over.
John looking to win in exchange with Kahane.
Yeah, Kahane being very aggressive.
Julie Bear set a little bit of a pick. It's going to cause Maria Jackson to fly towards the quaffle. Jackson now point defense on Bear. It's been a matchup that Jackson's done has won a lot so far this game. Sosa up top, playing that secondary ball carrier position. It looks like it might be a reset for Julia Bear. Bergman not even able to handle it. Dykstra there to pick it up though. Dykstra just flings it. There's no chaser over there.
Yeah, Slominski gets the quaffle in her hand and starts charging on Himalayan Pink Salt. Pass across
to Wilson.
Wilson.
Only has Sosa to beat. Gets net by Sosa and Bear. Really great stop by there, Julia Bear.
Great double team there to stop Wilson. Shot taken too high. One-handed by Maria Jackson. Jackson puts it through that top hoop.
Really nice body control there by Jackson. Really great hands. Really great soft hands to be able to crowd that thing with one hand and just finish through the hoop.
You know, it's always a really pretty shot when the person's in the air able to make the catch and the shot before they even touch the ground. People always ask how we fly, and well, that's, I think, the biggest point that you can make is that is how we fly right there.
Ball control now in the hands of Pink. They should be able to put a lot of pressure there. Only one goal away from winning this thing.
Yep, they just got to finish it out and put that elbow through the hoop along with the quaffle.
Ball over to Sosa. It's going to be another pass. It didn't come anywhere close.
And that's going to be an inbound for Black Parade.
Sosa going to have to reset a little bit here. Kept walking after the ball went out. Maria Jackson going to inbound for Black.
Score 170-110. Set score 180. Again, Pink still just needs that one last goal to put this game away. They've been unsuccessful in their last couple of drives, though. And Owen now in the chasing game for Black Parade on that far side.
Mary Owen had a really nice game at beater. Pass out wide to Slominski. Slominski gets beat out very confidently by Asura. Really great beat there from the Boston keeper, or from the Boston beater who played in that championship game.
And not even wasting a second, Himalayan Pink Salt is charging.
Yeah, Asura leading the way is going to beat out. Oh, and a really nice play. And isn't it fitting that Milena Sosa finishes it off at the near hoop for Pink?
That was great hustle by Pink, not even waiting to let Black get set on defense so that they could finally put this game away. Your final score, 185-110.
And we saw a really great game here to start the morning. I'm really excited. KP, what were your favorite parts about this game so far? What do you expect to see from Pink going forward?
I think some of my highlights are definitely going to be just the way Owen was able to play in the beater game and really get some good catches and just force Pink outside. You gotta hand it to Maria Jackson for that really great one-handed curl and throw. I'm looking forward to watching both of these teams and how they compete against our other three teams, though, that are in the tournament.
Yeah, and for Himalayan Pink Salt, I really like the ball carrying of Julia Bear, of course, but Emma Pollen up top was really dynamic. Nojus Asura, really confident in the beating game. Sierra Delk added a physical presence. The quick catch by Peter Lawrence. And I really appreciated Catherine Zhang's efforts.
Yes.
I thought Catherine Zhang, number 36 for Pink, did a really great job as a stabilizing force in the beater game. When they did slip a little bit, we saw Black kind of gain an advantage from the middle to the back end of that game. I think Catherine Zhang really settled Pink's beaters down when they needed to and reestablished dominance.
Yep, I completely agree with all of that. And I mean, really just good effort by both teams. First game of the day, done and out of the way, and we'll see how the rest of it goes.
and we are off for game 2 here. It's going to be the cowboy emoji in maroon. We're going to call them maroon. Himalayan pink salt in pink. That's going to be Manzella up top with the quaffle to start. So I assume that pink is starting with bludger control. That's Serena Montero chasing down. Back up top. Pass goes out wide. That's Smiley out wide. Back up to Potter. Potter's going to take a person
Charging in.
Potter's going to make Pollen miss. Now that's Dykstra that she makes miss. And Potter's going to go all the way to hoop. It's going to be a good goal here for Molly Potter to start things off right for the cowboy emoji maroon team.
Great solo effort by Potter. I mean, really just digging out the defenders for Himalayan pink salt left and right and then charging in to get that shot. So that'll make our score 10-0. We've got cowboy emoji leading the way here.
Yep, and it's going to be up top Sosa, who was so good. For UTSA and for Pink Salt in game 1. Back up top to Sosa, going to be pressured by Potter. Potter might have been from behind. We're going to get a no call out wide to Bergstrom. Bergstrom's going to take it in. There's nobody that's going to step. Bergstrom's going to beat somebody at the hoop. Bergstrom's going to put it away. That's going to be 1-1. Nice play there from Bergstrom to even the score.
Yeah, Himalayan pink salt already having played down here once today.
Yep.
Really just, still coming in, legs looking fresh. Looks like they're ready to go.
Ball up top with Manzella.
Manzella working her way back around.
Ball behind to Smiley. Smiley's going to shoot. That's not going to be any good. It's going to have been blocked. Yep. Nice play there from Pink Salt to block the shot from Smiley. Bergstrom, Potter really aggressive here early on. Potter looking at Tyler. That's Dykstra down the wing. Dykstra's going to pass to Sosa. Sosa, nice hands there with a quick pass from Dykstra. Sosa looking to turn. Potter looking to step. Potter's been all over the place so far. Bergstrom now up top. Met by Manzella. Goes around Manzella. Picked up by Potter. Manzella looking to make a tackle. The ball's going to be harmlessly tossed into the hands of Cheyenne Long.
And excuse us, that last tackle, number 14, Brandstetter. Manzella having taken a sub just before, both of them with very long, prolonged ponytails, though, so.
Ball out wide. Bobbled here by Kennedy Murphy. Yeah, Murphy probably needs to come down the pass. Murphy, a really key contributor to Indy all this weekend. Probably their second best ball carrier outside of Captain Nathan Digman. Murphy had a really, really good weekend so far for the Indianapolis Intensity.
Yeah, she absolutely has. And Murphy, one of the quaffle captains on Indy's team. Himalayan pink salt doing a great job of moving that quaffle around. Sosa gets pushed back over the line by Brandstetter. Brandstetter trying to strip the quaffle away. Sosa falling on it, rolling it back.
Getting cleaned up here by Montero at beater. Brandstetter out wide to Long. Long looking for a pass. Long back up to Kennedy Murphy. Murphy's going to drive. There's going to be some confusion in the beater game. Murphy looks for a pass. Shot from Smiley's going to get blocked by Bergstrom. Had Brandstetter at the hoop. Thank you. Bergman now up top. Bergman stopping it. It's going to be Tessa Mullins at beater for Pink. Montero in at beater for the Cowboy Emoji Maroon team. Dykstra behind the hoops. Sosa looking for an option. Nasura is going to try and win an exchange. Nasura's just going to pump. Back out to Bergman. Bergman does find Dykstra. Dykstra does find the hoop. Really nice positioning there the entire time from Dykstra.
Absolutely, and I think the beaters on Himalayan pink salt are doing a great job of, one, keeping control, and two, making sure that they're making Maroon try to commit and move with their own bludgers and their own defense. A lot of pump fakes going on from number 16, Asura.
Ball up top for Maroon.
Pass back behind. Pink Salt playing a really tight defense in on top of their hoops, and then all together kind of charging out, pushing out Maroon and getting the turnover with the quaffle.
And now Dykstra with the ball again, looking to make a play. Dykstra continuing, nobody in front of her. Dykstra going to look to score. Dykstra going to take it all the way, but the shot's not going to be any good. Probably should have put that one down. Going to save it. Yes. Dykstra makes the hustle play to save the ball from going out of bounds. Over to Bergman. But that was a bad pass there. Dykstra with so much effort there, just couldn't find the final pass.
Yeah, unfortunate that Bergman not able to quite get there for that pass. The ball goes rolling out of bounds, will be inbounded by Manzella of Cowboy Emoji. But great effort there to, run after that shot and pick it back up and keep it in the hands of the Himalayan Pink Salt team.
Yeah, and so far, Pink unable to get bludgeon control from. They struggled at times. They looked really dominant early in that first game against Black. Now it's Maroon with bludgeon control so far to start most of this game. And that is Manzella this time with Murphy, teammates there on Indy. Really nice pass there from Murphy to number 25,
Nelson.
Anna Nelson. But Nelson unable to put it through the hoop. Score is going to be 20-10 Pink. And we'll see if Pink can change bludgeon control here. They already have the lead. They do have bludgeon control currently. Good shift in here by Asura from the Himalayan Pink Salt. Julia Berrien now, one of the stars of Game 1. Oh, Sosa just free by the near hoop again. Going to be marked by Manzella. Out to Peter Lawrence. Lawrence looking to make a person miss. Lawrence does make somebody miss. Lawrence, number 73, puts one through that top hoop.
Yeah, great ball movement in the hands of Himalayan Pink Salt. I think one of the things that we're really starting to see, too, is that in their quaffle game, there's really not anybody that can't take the shot or charge in and get that goal. We've seen Lawrence, we've seen Sosa, we've seen Bear, we've seen Bergerman. They're just kind of getting everyone into that game, having it switch hands until somebody's just has that open hoop in front of them so that they can get that goal. Score right now, 30-10, Himalayan Pink Salt leads.
And that's Manzella looking to drive. Peter Lawrence, a hard person to get by. And Heinball loses an exchange there up top. Ball goes over the line. That's going to be the first reset here. Are they calling it a second reset? I believe it's just a first reset. Calling it a turnover? I thought that might have been the first reset. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, the only bludger for Maroon right now is in the hands of Sherwood, who is running back, trying to make sure that she doesn't give Himalayan Pink Salt an opportunity to have a fast break on our Cowboy Emoji team.
And Julia Bear for Pink, flanked by Asura with the quaffle. Molly Potter going to step to Bear. Now Molly Potter going to step up. Peter Lawrence, Molly Potter trying to play point defense on everybody. Molly Potter has been all energy so far to start this game.
Yeah, Potter really just doing an excellent job of extending herself and pushing.
And Heinbach extends out wide. Peter Lawrence going to try and take advantage. Lawrence is unable to score on the top hoop. Going to be corralled here by number 12, Ali Manzella.
And Delk was right there waiting to see if they would be able to knock the ball out of Manzella's hands.
And the third bludger is all the way over here by us. And so there's going to be an opportunity to press here for Pink. They're not going to take it.
Yeah, Himalayan Pink Salt. Both bludgers in hand. Third one just coming onto the pitch into the hands of Maroon.
Sosa going to hop on the ball there. Shot attempt no good from Maroon. So far this one's been all Pink. Pink going to look to score. Pink driving down the field. It is Delk here who had a really good game 1 as well. Delk around the edge. Delk going to hand off to Sosa. Sosa going to go by. Sosa going to lose her broom and roll the ball to Potter. Recovered here by Maroon. Manzella back out. Now play is going to be stopped. We'll see what the call is.
Yes, thus far I think it's definitely been a Himalayan Pink Salt dominant game for the most part. Maroon able to get an early goal there, but Pink just, doing a great job holding on to bludger control, making sure that they're taking advantage of the openings that our Cowboy team is giving them. And another goal for Himalayan Pink Salt brings our score to 40-10.
And so far it's been all Pink Salt. Really, Maroon unable to get anything going offensively here. They haven't really figured out their ball carrier situation, and the beating game hasn't really meshed well with the chasers. There hasn't been a lot of communication, I don't think. And so important in Quidditch for your beaters to attack and your chasers to attack kind of at the same time. They had decent bludger control to start this game. We'll see if they can wrest it back here from Pink. But really, they need more coordination from their beaters and their chasers.
Yeah, that's, absolutely key when you can get that type of communication and really just get a flow going, which we obviously we saw from Himalayan Pink Salt in the very first game. Difficult to do in a fantasy tournament, but they definitely had it. So we'll see if the Cowboy team is able to also find that kind of flow.
And as Molly Potter's going to rip a shot on the near hoop. And Molly Potter so far has been one of the lone bright spots for the Cowboy emojis. Molly Potter everywhere on the field and adding all instant offense.
Yeah, great long shot from Potter outside the keeper zone. Still able to put it right through. Very accurate shot. Bludger control still in the hands of Himalayan Pink Salt.
Bludger control and quaffle with Emma Pollen. Pollen back to Bear. Lawrence is looking for a near hoop, flanked by Manziel. Back out wide to Pollen. Pollen going up top here to Delk. We're going to get a call here.
There were quite a few bludgers that were flying out of the way, one that went rolling back past the half line. So definitely something going on in the beater game here. And it looks like there's going to be a card on the play. So unfortunately, Cowboy team will lose one of their players to one of their beaters to a penalty. Number 16, Elledge, Gwen Elledge, will have to serve 1 minute in the box for that card.
Obviously, quaffle turnover. Pink already had the quaffle, so it won't be a quaffle turnover, but we'll result in a bludger turnover here for Maroon, and that's gonna be a problem defensively for them.
I was gonna say they've been struggling to get bludger control with two.
Julia
beaters
Bear
in there.
right by the hoop, gonna look for space. It's gonna go to Peter Lawrence first. Julia Bear, really nice play there to box out Ali Manzella and allow Peter Lawrence to score on that near hoop.
Yeah, that's the kind of coordination, the kind of flow that we're talking about. Obviously, beater's not directly involved with that screening process, but the players on Himalayan Pink Salt really just able to read each other and know, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make this tunnel for you, use it, and put that ball through the hoop. So score right now is 50-20, Himalayan Pink Salt leads.
Yeah, ball back up top to Cheyenne Long, who's done a lot of ball carrying here. Now it's going to be with Brandstetter. Brandstetter gets wrapped up by Delk. Delk strips it. Julia Bear, quick beat there, but going to find a teammate to pass the ball to. It's Pollen.
Great on Bear just to have that kind of recognition that the beater was there. I do believe I heard one of her teammates yelling as well, so good communication. That way she's able to get rid of that ball quick, keep it in the hands of Pink Salt, and keep control.
Pollen out wide to Peter Lawrence. Lawrence back over to Bear, who's finally back in the play. Ball over to Pollen. Barnstetter's going to try and make a tackle, going to get beat out. Pollen going to look to drive. Pollen going to look to try and draw the beat. Really good job there from the Maroon beater. Finally, the beater does bite. It's going to get Peter Lawrence a situation here. Peter Lawrence tries to make something happen, unable to do so. Really good play there from Emily Hickmott to kind of be all over the pitch up top.
And all bludgers are down. This should give Cowboy Emoji an opportunity. They have bludger control right now. The third bludger is back by Cowboy Emoji's bench. Gets kicked back into the middle.
And Jordan Smollett hanging on for dear life here. Was unable to come up with a pass. Looks like when it's all said and done, it is going to be Pink. It is going to be Pink here.
Yeah, there's a battle for
control.
Battle for that quaffle just behind the Himalayan Pink Salt hoops. I think they're waiting on a beater to come in and help them clean it up just a little bit. We got at least 3 different hands in there. 4, excuse me. All right, so we are taking a quick heat stoppage. Weather has gotten quite a bit warmer today, definitely humid, so with the turf causing an increase in the temperature, we will be taking a few stoppages throughout the day, about at the halfway point so that players can get water, so nobody gets heat stroke after what's been a long weekend for some of these players that also competed for their Major League Quidditch teams.
Yeah, so many of these players, key contributors on MLQ teams. We saw Barnstetter, obviously really big for Kansas City, Ali Manzella and Kennedy Murphy, huge for Indy. Mm-hmm. Serena Montero, a big part of that Boston team. Emily Hickmott plays for Rochester. And we see a lot of players on Pink as well. Emma Pollen, Julia Bear, Norisa Sura, Tessa Mullins, Peter Lawrence have been all huge for their teams this weekend in big roles. And we're seeing a lot of those players shine really brightly here playing against each other.
Yeah, it's definitely a joy to be able to see what these players can do when they're given the opportunity to carry the ball. And again, we talked about this a little bit in game 1, but with the teams and the way that they're built, sometimes we get players that are able to try a position that they haven't necessarily had the opportunity to before. I mean, even as someone that might be a chaser, maybe they've always been an off-ball chaser and not so much a ball carrier, but now that we're in this type of setting, they have the opportunity to get experience with that, and then they can take this experience and take it back to their USQ teams or their MLQ teams going forward.
Yeah, and game experience is so, like, all these players really love to play this game. That's where we're out here on a Monday after MLQ Championships playing more, because everybody here wants the ball, wants to compete, and wants to win. And I love seeing that competitiveness even in something like this fantasy tournament.
Yes, I agree completely. Players are headed back to their brooms after getting a quick drink of water. Score right now is 50-20. Himalayan Pink Salt leads. Players are mounting their brooms. On our whistle, we will start, and we are back.
So we're going to start with Delk with the quaffle. And that is Catherine Zhang. Catherine Zhang in pink in the rainbow keeper headband.
And we've got Hickmott in beating for a maroon team.
Yeah, he's going to be Hickmott and Montero, both Tufts grads.
And that's exactly, I mean, they had control there for a little bit, and that's exactly what our Cowboy team needs.
And it looks like Bernstedter's the other way. Bernstetter gets hit hard, I believe, by Julia Berries at the bottom of that pile. Had Kennedy Murphy streaking down the side toward that near hoop. Huge play there by the Bear to stop the goal and keep things 5-2 in favor of Pink. Montero going to try and beat out Lawrence. Lawrence is going to block it. Lawrence is going to shoot. That ball's going to go high. Looks like Jordan Smiley's going to run it down. Really nice play there by Bear to stop the fast break going the other way. Barnstetter had Murphy by the near hoop. Obviously, Julia Bear crumples her at the halfway mark.
Yeah, Bear doing a great job of just being aggressive on the defense, meeting Brandstetter high when I don't think she was quite ready to be met with physicality.
Yeah, and all the momentum had been going Pink's way, but this beater pair of Montero and Hickmott's really settled things down for him. We'll see if it gives them an opportunity to score. That's Barnstetter down the side. Julia Bear again gets Barnstetter down to the ground. And that's Long with the shot. Going to go back to Smiley. Smiley up top. Smiley's going to shoot. Smiley's going to score. We got a game now, folks. Don't sleep on this Maroon team. There's a lot of talent. And I think if they get their beater situation right, it looks like they have with Hickmott and Montero, things are going to get really interesting really quickly.
And sometimes it just happens that quick. We've talked about how this is a fantasy tournament. A lot of these players not necessarily having played with one another before. And sometimes it takes a game and a half or a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the team, to really start getting that flow with the other players. And Maroon Cowboy Emoji team might have just figured that out.
Yeah, Maroon lost their first game. Their backs are a little bit more against the wall than Pink, who obviously won their first game. If they're going to want to stay in this tournament, they're going to need a win here. Somebody's got to step to Dykstra. Dykstra's going to come back up to Lawrence. Kennedy Murphy going to be on point defense. Lawrence finds a nice pass to Bergman. Bergman unable to handle it. Jordan Smiley's going to hop on it. I think it would have been a goal if Bergman come down with it clean, but this is a really good opportunity here to cut the lead to just one here for the Cowboy Emoji Maroon team.
Yep, but now we're facing a bit of a scrum on the far side of the hoops near the Cowboy Emoji bench.
Yeah, this should be cleaned up here pretty quickly. That is Long that comes away with the quaffle in her keeper zone. Kennedy Murphy flanked on the left. You know Kennedy Murphy's going to want the ball. Been calling for it all day. Probably one of the most competent players that we've seen from the North Division with the ball in their hands. Montero Hickmott really did a lot of work there. It looks like Mayer's going to come in, normally a chaser. Now Kennedy Murphy around the left side. Kennedy Murphy gets stopped by Peter Lawrence. Peter Lawrence is too big there.
Yeah, Murphy charging in there. Bludger was right in the middle, though. I think she hesitated a little bit, and it was able to get the ball tapped away on that shot.
And like you said, an opportunity for some players to try out some new positions. It looks like Athena Mayer is going to come in at beater for this Maroon team. Maya Heinball at the near hoop, at the small hoop for chaser, normally a beater.
See, that's what makes these games that much more interesting. You're getting to see a player that, not necessarily in their dominant position, but I think these kind of tournaments, too, can sometimes give people that little bit more confidence, and maybe they'll be able to fit that type of position on their team and possibly be better at it.
And Kennedy Murphy picks off the pass, going the other way, unable to find a passing option, though, on the way through.
Ball is loose.
And Maya Heinball, the first of the ball there. Heinball going to get tackled. but did beat the pink team to the ball. Nice hustle there by Heinball.
Yeah, way to be just gritty and have a lot of hustle from Heinball.
And I apologize. That's not Athena Mayer in it at beater for Maroon. Unable to see the number. As soon as I'm able to see the number, I'll be able to get the player to you. Mayer on the purple team today. Looks like that's Jennifer Connard at beater for Maroon now. After Hickmott put in a really good stretch. We've seen a long shift here from Montero. Tessa Mullins and Montero having a little scrum. Montero's going to come away with it. Going to get beat up by Asura. Conrad's going to cover for her partner. And Maroon's going to maintain bludger control. Meanwhile, Potter back in the game. All energy. Overcommits on Bear. Bear's going to juke her out. Bear back to, a big hit there on Sosa.
Great hit back behind the hoops.
And that was Heinball with a big hit on Sosa. Doesn't result in a turnover there. Now it's going to get beat out, and this is going to be a turnover. But finally, we'll see if there's a call on that. Maybe it was an advantage call on Heinball. I think the hit was clean. Looked clean to me. Yeah. We'll see what the refs are talking about here.
Yeah, Heinball definitely just going to show that, big things can still come in small packages, and getting that big hit just behind the Cowboy hoops.
It's going to be a yellow card on Heinball. I think that's kind of a soft yellow. I think Sosa did catch the ball in turn. Really nice hit there by Heinball. Going to give Sosa the ball behind the hoops. A bit unlucky here for Maroon.
Yeah, Sosa all alone right next to the Cowboy hoops. Everybody else is sort of up near the top of the keeper zone. I think the choice for Sosa here is pretty obvious. But they are going to reset her, it looks like, to the top of the keeper zone.
Yeah, and the rule is that you can't make contact from behind, but if a player catches and turns their back to you, obviously it's fair game. And I think that's what happened with Sosa there. Made the catch, turned the back, and then Heinball came in from behind to clean up the play.
Yes.
Sosa's going to start behind the hoops. It's going to be a big reset here. We'll see if Sosa's going to look to score. That's going to be an easy shot there for Sosa, who has been so good on San Antonio this weekend, as I've said so far all day.
Yeah, and Sosa just on fire. Adding to her goal tally, scoring many times for Himalayan Pink Salt in their first game today, really contributing to their win, and just showing that she's going to be doing that literally all day if you let her. And
Montero with a huge shift there really settled things down and gave Maroon an opportunity to come back. Potter with the ball now up top. Mullins doesn't see the quaffle. Potter's going to drive. Nobody's going to meet Potter. Potter's going to go all the way around the hoops. Going to turn to fire. Potter with a great shot there from Maroon. Bringing them back within two.
That was a great effort by Molly Potter, charging in, doing just like she did earlier. No one going to stop her once she gets that momentum going.
And I believe it's Emma Sherwood and Connor now in at beater for Maroon.
Yeah, Maroon definitely having shown us, even though they struggled a little bit in that first 5 minutes with getting bludger control, I think they have had it almost every single possession
and a shot there by Dykstra, I believe, is no good. It's just going to get run down. It's going to go out of bounds. Ball's going to go to Ali Manziel. Yeah, Maroon, like you said, Maroon came out really slow in this game, but since then they've really been able to go on a bit of a run here. They settled things down. The beater pair of Hickmott and Montero really got them back in the game, and now things are working a little bit more. We're still seeing some individual play, and the passing isn't as crisp as I like for all this talent that's on this Maroon team, but we'll see if things can turn around here a little bit, and they already have. We've really got a game here as Mullins looks to go Sherwood.
And Manzella charging in.
Manzella looking for options. Barnstetter is going to be the option on the right side. Going to go across to number 25, Nelson. Nelson's shot is no good. Julia Bear already with her head up looking for the right pass. Sosa doesn't see it. Sosa does. Quick hands by Sosa there to find the ball.
And great recognition on seeing that bludger was coming right at her and getting rid of the quaffle.
Yeah, it's going to be a reset here. So in the end, all that's going to happen is that Pink is going to have used their reset, but Bear was looking for the home run ball to Sosa. Oh, this might be close here. Bears got to be careful. They have already used their reset. Yeah, Barnstetter is going to be the point defender up top.
And Asra really trying to just clean things up in the beater game for Himalayan Pink Salt and keep them in this. They've had control here quite a little bit on this offensive set thanks to them.
Yeah, Sosa drove in, maybe had a shot, chose instead the pass to Bergman, passed too high, and that's going to be an easy one for keeper Ali Manziel to clean up. Tessa Mullins in at beater for Pink. As well as Asura.
Yeah, Mullins and Asura, we saw earlier, were able to really keep control, so we'll see what's able to happen here.
An exchange here that's easily won by Tessa Mullins from Sherwood. Mullins now going to beat out the other beater, Connard. Oh, and it looks like Sherwood this time does win the exchange. Bear able to stop Potter. Potter looks to just bring the ball, throw the ball back. Sherwood having a really nice shift here. Sherwood able to clean things up and stop a break. Sherwood got bludger control back for Maroon, then was able to stop the fast break going the other way. Really nice play there by beater Emma Sherwood.
And Sherwood, one of our players coming from Canada, playing for Toronto, also helps out with Canadian national team quite a bit as well.
And Sosa unable to get that pass this time from Bear. Bear upset with herself, knows that she threw it a little bit too high. Ali Manzella makes the hit on Dykstra. Dykstra going to keep trying to fight through it. Now Potter's going to come in to help. Potter going to look to rip the ball away. Some really good gang tackling here from Maroon.
And we have reached our 20-minute mark, so this will be the last play that takes place before we go into our 2-minute intermission.
Yeah, new rule here in MLQ on those scrums. There's going to be a 10-second count, after which the team where the keepers who's in the keeper zone is going to have it. We did just hit the 20-minute mark, as you mentioned, 60-40. We saw a really quick catch from Peter Lawrence last time. I think that means that these Maroon beaters are going to have to pay particularly close attention with some inexperienced snitches, and Peter Lawrence with the size that they bring. What do you see is going to happen going forward into this snitch on pitch situation?
I think really we're just going to be able to see exactly what both teams want to do in terms of their bludger game, right? We've seen, Himalayan Pink Salt, very beginning of the game, kept bludger control for a while, and then everything shifted. Maroon, our Cowboy team, was able to get control for a very long time, and now we've seen another shift where Himalayan Pink Salt's kind of holding on to those bludgers. So it'll be interesting to see where those get allocated, and if whoever has control is just going to try to play that float game there in the center. But it looks like our snitch for this game is one of our players from the black team earlier, Rose Murnion, who will be our snitch, much lankier than our initial snitch, Linnea Schultz. It's at number 32, Ashley Wilson, excuse me.
Yep. So I think our Black Parade team had a little more force going to the hoops, and I really like the chance that they were going to have in this snitch on pitch situation. I do expect that the beaters are going to go to the snitch game, especially considering how quickly Peter Lawrence caught the snitch the last time.
Yep.
Which is going to leave a much more open and dynamic flowing game from the chasers. Now, we haven't seen quite such crispness from Maroon or the physical presence that Black had. So we'll see if they can keep up here. I think that they're going to have to focus primarily on defending the snitch and hoping that they can take advantage in the chaser game. Look for players like Kenny Murphy, Ali Manzetta, Katie Barnstetter to win their one-on-one matchups. But Julia Bear has been an absolute monster with point defense. So far, nobody's been able to get by her, and I'm not sure they will in snitch on pitch situations either.
Yeah, that's a very good point to make. The quaffle game definitely has been dominated by Himalayan Pink Salt, and that's somewhere where the Cowboy team has struggled just a little bit. So if they put their bludgers on the snitch, that snitch catch for Cowboys can bring them right back into this game. And since their flow has only been getting better and better and better, it's easy to say that they might be the team that, as this game goes longer and longer, gets better and continues to get better and gets the win.
And with snitch on pitch in the quaffle game, you really look for the team that has more confident quaffle players with the ball in their hands.
Yes.
And I know that I can trust at least 2 players in pink, 3 players in pink with the ball in their hands. Julia Bear, Bergman, and Emma Pollen. I really like what they've been able to do with the ball as distributors and drivers. For Maroon, so far we haven't seen much in the way of excellent ball carriers. Although we have seen Kennedy Murphy be awesome in MLQ, I expect Murphy to have the ball in her hands a lot here with snitch on pitch.
And I think some of that just comes down to the timing thing. Himalayan Pink Salt's been doing a good job of really pressuring high and being very aggressive on defense. So it really hasn't been giving those Cowboy quaffle carriers the chance to really get things going. They tend to be getting tackled high and unable to get the pass off before they're brought down because of the aggressiveness of the Pink Salt quaffle carriers.
Yeah, so on this restart, Emma Sherwood, who had a really great shift, is going to sub out for Serena Montero. It looks like Montero, big for Boston in that championship series, actually closed the game out for Boston in game 2. Obviously a very trusted beater. Asura, her teammate for Boston. Now the ball's going to go back down to Barnstetter. Barnstetter's going to look for Potter. Potter with those really nice 2 goals is going to look to shoot. Fire again. This one's going to go through. That's, I believe, a hat trick for Molly Potter, who cuts the lead down to 1 here. We'll see if Montero can get to Lawrence. It's going to be critical because Lawrence is really long, already finding success against the Snitch Wilson. It's going to be critical that Montero is able to break this bubble and go get to the seeker, beat the seeker. The key word here from Maroon. Maroon's going to pass out to Sosa. Going to be stepped by Manzella. Manzella going to shade back to the hoops. Manzella going to let Sosa drive.
And it looks like we might have a potential catch by Hickmott for our Cowboy team.
Hickmott, the seeker for Maroon, might have just changed this game very dramatically. Set score is going to be 120.
Yeah, this game much more low scoring than our initial game. Both teams having had really good defensive stops throughout.
Wow, what a huge catch for Emily Hickmott. Emily Hickmott scores 35 points with that snitch grab for Maroon, flips this game on its head, and Peter Lawrence, who we gave so much praise to for their quick catch, this time it's Hickmott who beats them there.
Yeah, really just a great effort by Hickmott. That catch was completely clean, and something like that, that's all it takes to really get your team some confidence and realize, hey, we're still in this game, don't give up yet. Set score is 120, 4 more goals would do it for them.
And that's Barnstetter on Bear. Bear goes out to Sosa. That two-player game has been really awesome for this Pink team so far. Barnstetter's going to fly out. Looks like an overcommit. Was able to get their feet in front. That's going to be a reset use for Pink.
And Pink has Zhang in to
and
beat.
Dykstra's in behind. I know. And there's Bergman on this wing, and it is going to go to Dykstra, who got beat out. Really good play there by Montero to recognize Dykstra behind, go beat them out before Bergman was able to make the pass there. Now it is Pink after that. It is Maroon after that Hickmott catch, up 80-60. We're playing to 120, and it is Manzella here with the quaffle.
Manzella moving the ball around, getting some help from number 11, Zaro.
Yeah, Michelle Zaro, who we haven't seen a lot of. Potter's able to come down with a high pass. Michelle Zaro out on the pitch now for Maroon as well. Oh. And that might have been a shirt grab by Dykstra, and it looks like A.R. Tad Walter did see it.
Yeah, Potter really just being dominant for this Cowboy team. They've been left and right just...
And that's the motion A.R. Tad Walter is saying. It was that grab by Dykstra on Potter. There should be a big reset here. We'll see if the refs are able to do it. There's a lot of players that moved after the play. The advantage wasn't called. It's going to be a yellow card on Dykstra. I think there's going to be a crowd of bodies in there when Potter restarts here, including Catherine Zhang with the bludger. And Nasura right there. It's going to be really hard for Maroon to be able to get away from this one, and they aren't able to. A little bit of a bad break there as Bear goes the other way. Bear met by Potter. Potter just waves at her. And Julia Bear done that so many times for Team USA. That's going to be an easy goal every time.
Yeah, great movement by Bear, and also just to recognize that there were no bludgers in the way, able to charge in on that defense, make a quick little sidestep, and then get the goal. Score it now 70-80. Himalayan Pink Salt obviously not wanting to let Maroon get away just because they caught the snitch.
Yeah, and a bit unlucky there for Maroon, like I said. Obviously, A.R. Tad Walters gets the right call, but unable to reset the rest of the players, and that was really what caused the turnover. And Jordan Smiley, unable to find the shooting touch as the top hoops gets knocked down. Tough break there for Maroon. If that one goes through, they'd like their chances the rest of the way.
So yeah, set score 120, score 80-70.
And now Heinbaugh, who had a really good chaser shift actually, comes back in and beat her with Montero.
And that could be a very dominant beating pair for them, especially to make some more defensive stops against this Himalayan Pink Salt team that really just has been so offensive heavy. Nice
dodge by Anna Nelson there. Leads to a really good defensive play by Maroon. And that's Catherine Long, I believe, with the quaffle now coming down, flanked by number 11.
Great pass up high.
Yeah, it's going to be out to Jordan Smiley. Smiley going to go back to Long. Is successful. Flanked by Bear. Bear, who's been an amazing point defender here for Pink all day. Back out to Smiley. I believe, no, I'm sorry, that's not Smiley. That's Zora. And that pass by Zora gets picked off.
Yeah, good effort on Pink. I mean, really just trying to extend Maroon way outside of the hoops, way outside of the paint, not letting them get that shot, forcing those passes, and then able to just pick off one of the longer ones.
Gonna be a quaffle turnover. Ball's gonna start with Smiley.
Smiley right there next to the hoop, but
Yeah.
there is also a bludger immediately next to her.
What looks to be a short goal here for Smiley on the restart. Smiley's going to get backed up now. Now it's going to be a little bit harder to get through both Bear and Sosa and a bludger. Has Sherwood. Nope, Sherwood's got a bludger. Going to try and beat out Bear. Smiley's going to shoot anyway. Smiley scores. Really nice touch there from Smiley to open this game up just a little bit. Set score 120, 90-70 Maroon.
Yeah, kudos to Smiley for getting that shot off before getting beat. Not able to get any. Pink unable to get any defenders in the way, and keep Maroon pushing forward towards that set score.
Kennedy Murphy back in the game. That's Zaro again, 11. Up top, playing point defense for Maroon. Ball's going to go back wide to Bergman. Bergman going to get met there by Kennedy Murphy. Murphy with a nice tackle. Ball gets out before Murphy able to take him down. Ball back to 14. That's Dykstra who picked up the card. Long going the other way. Long going to slow things down. And just an errant pass there to Julia Bear, who mishandles it.
And bludgers are flying left and right around that quaffle, leaving an opening for the quaffle.
Zara out to Murphy. It's a no bludger situation. Murphy looking to take on Dykstra. Doesn't take the opportunity. I think the bludgers get back into play. That's Zaro on the short wing. Zaro over to Smiley. Smiley's going to shoot that one. Actually a pass to Zaro, who's unable to Long, who's unable to finish. But Zaro does pick it up.
Beautiful in everything, right up until that last execution there. Unfortunately, the shot just high, but beautiful passing around the hoops by the Maroon team to try to get that goal.
Yeah, Maroon just missing a bit of the shooting touch at the end. We've seen much better ball movement from Maroon in the second half of this game. I think they've settled down a lot, and that snitch grab gave them a lot of confidence. They've really been the dominant team since the snitches come onto the pitch. Obviously, the Hickmont grab makes a lot of help, and now we've got Tessa Mullins back in at beater with, I believe, Peter Lawrence in a beater as well for the Pink team.
Yeah, Pink's trying to slow things down just a little bit. Obviously trailing since the snitch catch for the first time this game. Score right now 90-70.
Yeah, that's Sosa, who's better as an off-ball chaser. Gets run down by Zaro. Gonna get caught here, looking for an option. Just gonna fling it wide. It might go out of bounds. Dykstra picks up. I believe Dykstra did step out. Yep, they are gonna call it. Sosa, so good off ball. Looks a little bit lost with the ball in her hands and causes the turnover.
Yeah, Sosa definitely sort of got singled out there on the near side of the pitch, unable to find someone to really get a hand on it. The Maroon team has been doing a lot better job of sort of marking any open players, making it difficult for Himalayan Pink Salt to find the passes around the hoops to get their goals.
Kennedy Murphy beat out by Peter Lawrence. Going to come back and play quickly. Long with the quaffle, flanked by Bear. Bear going to come up really high and press. Bear feels like she can do anything on this pitch right now. Smiley going to look to break against the press. Smiley's going to shoot. Ball's no good. It goes through. They get called no good. There's some confusion here.
Quick stoppage of the play to discuss whether the ball went through.
Did that Smiley shot go through or not? Yep, it's going to get called off by our head referee here.
So that last goal did not count. Score remains 90-70.
And
Cowboys lead.
It was assistant ref Kieran Collier who waved that one off. For those thinking about it, really good play by Sherwood, but Sherwood unable to come with the catch. Peter Lawrence beats him out. The bludgers are on the ground. It's going to be a no bludger situation for Julia Bear if she can get the quaffle. Ball goes out wide. She's going to look. It's still a no bludger situation. And easy finish there for Dykstra. Nice find by Bear.
Great find by Bear to Dykstra, and that's just sort of more consistency of what we've seen today from Bear. Bear able to just be a great ball handler, also a ball handler on her regular season teams, Washington Admirals. Able to look good, get that ball moving, and find the open player. So Himalayan Pink Salt keeping it close, scores 90-80. Cowboy Emoji leads.
Drive here for Maroon. Back out to Smiley. Smiley's been shooting a lot so far. Dykstra able to block it. Didn't think it was going to go in anyway.
Yeah, Dykstra able to just get that hand on it enough that it goes at least away from the hoops and sort of gives the team a little bit more time to gather themselves and figure out this next offensive set.
Yeah, Smiley with a quick trigger here from range. A ton of them haven't gone down, but has given the team some pretty important goals so far. It's going to be point defender Kennedy Murphy up top. now it's Emma Pollen with the ball, who's looked really confident with the ball in her hand so far. Serena Montero going to beat out Tessa Mullins. Ball going to go out wide to Sosa, who makes a clean catch there. Long shading. Back up top to Pollen.
Yeah.
Emma Pollen looking to take a pick here. It is Sosa. Sosa didn't look great with the ball in her hands last time. Now going to go out to Pollen. Kennedy Murphy lays the wood. Pollen now looking to shoot. Pollen now looking to pass. Julia Bear out wide. Looks like Molly Potter brings her down.
That ball coming near side. Pollen able to save it from rolling out of bounds.
Yeah, good footwork by Long there to stay in front of Pollen.
This is one of the longest sets that I think we've seen yet today, but Himalayan Pink Salt doing a really good job of just, taking the shot, moving that ball around, and then able to get the loose ball back into their own hands.
Pollen looks to shoot. Ball's going to be no good. Jordan Smiley's going to clean it up. It is Pink with bludger control with Peter Lawrence and Tessa Mullins.
And Pink moving back into a defensive set. Cowboy Emoji getting some new legs in here. It looks like we have Manzella back in on the far side. And we have Molly Potter back in as a ball carrier for Cowboy Emoji.
Potter out to Manzella. Manzella back to Potter. Might be a reset. Got to be careful of that back line. Ball out wide. And Emily Higmont unable to do anything with the ball. But Potter's going to chase the ball down here. Going to look to lay a hit. Does lay a hit. Going to look again to pop that one out. That's the keeper. It might be a swat here. Nobody calls it. Molly Potter might have been able to get away with a swat there, and I think that's going to result in bludger control for Maroon. It's going to be a no-bludger situation.
It's always exciting to see when a quaffle player can make a play and
and
get
Sosa so good
back.
around the hoops, unable to power. It looks like Higmont got just enough.
And there is a scrum for the quaffle just in front of the Cowboy Emoji hoops.
Yeah, and it is going to be, we're going to see a call here. That swat by Molly Pollard all the way at Pink's hoops might have resulted in bludger control here and has resulted in bludger control so far for the Maroon team.
Yeah, definitely great that Maroon's able to come up with those plays, get something back again. Mentioned a little bit earlier, but when a quaffle carrier can get those plays and get bludger control back, it's just that much more that we're able to see from them. A lot more flow happening from Maroon, especially when plays like that are able to come forward.
And Peter Lawrence shown a blue card here. That's important because it means that Pink is not going to be able to get bludger control back with only one beater on the field. And so look for Maroon to press with a bludger while Peter Lawrence has that blue card. Maybe get this game going again in the right direction for them. It's been stalled a little bit at 9-8 here. Yeah, we are going to see a double substitution here. It's going to be Maya Heinball, and I believe that's Jennifer Connard who comes in again for Maroon. Higmont with the floater goes wide. I know she's going to be upset with herself about that one. Floater on the top hoop. Usually Higmont's so good at hitting those.
And that's going to end the penalty time for Lawrence. So Himalayan Pink Salt back at full strength now.
Anna Nelson also in the game for Maroon at Chaser.
And we have a timeout for Himalayan Pink Salt. Game's definitely slowed down here a little bit the last few minutes. Score right now, 90-80. Cowboy Emoji leading the way.
Yeah, our set score is 120, and you're right. There's been a lot of missed shots by Maroon, who've also had the majority of bludger control, I believe.
Yes.
Although Pink had a really nice spell there with Lawrence and Mullins for a minute. We saw Maroon able to wrest it back. Who do you like the rest of the way?
Right now, I think I'm still leaning towards Himalayan Pink Salt. They've had a lot more movement, a lot more clean movement around the hoops, a lot more shot opportunities that they just haven't quite been able to get through the hoop. And I do think that the advantage still lies in their hands. Again, things have sort of become stagnant here a little bit, and I still think we're seeing Cowboy Emoji struggle around the hoops to try to break the defense of Himalayan Pink Salt.
Yeah, I think the best player on the field is Julia Bear, and so in tight games like this, I think I'm always going to trust the best player to come away with the victory. But I think that there's more. I think that there's a plethora of finishers. We've seen some really confident players around the hoops for Maroon. But I think the best finisher, the best off-ball finisher on the field is also on Pink, and that's Milena Sosa. So we'll see if the quality of Pink shines through, or if the quantity of Maroon shines through.
Yep, and of course Himalayan Pink Salt are the ones that called the time out just now, trying to sort of regroup a little bit. So we'll see how they come back on the pitch and what kind of strategy they're deciding to employ to, get back ahead in this game and really just finish it out to get to that 120 set score.
Yeah, and maybe some heavy legs. I think it seems that Pink Salt's a little bit thinner at beater. And I did see Tessa Mullins walking a lot in that last shift.
Yep.
And so maybe it was just a time. Maybe they were just taking the time out to kind of get their legs back under them. Is it a hot one out here today?
It is definitely a hot one out here, and as we've said before, I mean, yes, it's second game of the day, but most of these players have played upwards of 5-6 games this entire weekend. Some of them big minutes on their MLQ teams. So that's the second game on Monday hits a little bit harder.
Yeah, and some of them really late into the day too. Montero and Asura both played big minutes in that championship series between Boston and Austin.
And Quaffle now is in the hands of Himalayan Pink Salt, working their way up and looking to get back bludger control.
Catherine Zhang and Asura back in the game for Himalayan Pink Salt. We do see those beater subs that we were talking about after what looked like a tired shift from Mullins and Lawrence. And, and Bear's just going to make a quick move, and Bear's going to put this one away. Call is good. Really nice move there from Julia Bear.
And that will tie our game back up at 90 all.
Yeah, so it's going to be first to 3 goals here. It's going to win this one. Ball in the hands of Ali Manzella now for Maroon. And it looks like already Pink and Asura pressing so high. Molly Potter met by Julia Bear. Catherine Zhang shading. Ball's going to go out wide. Really nice catch there.
Great hands.
Yeah, great hands there by Higma. Just unable to come up with possession of the ball. Going to shadow the keepers as they move to their zone. And, yep. Higmont saying that was a stall. And that's a huge swat from Emily Higmont, who goes immediately to the box. Nobody called it, but Higmont immediately knows what she did. Gonna be a yellow card. I don't think the head ref actually saw it.
And it's going to be a blue card, it looks like.
Yeah, blue card there for Higmont, who knows what she did.
So blue card, only 30 seconds in the box. That's another new rule this summer.
A little frustration there from Higmont because she felt that Delk was stalling, and Delk probably was. Higmont wanted to make a tackle on Delk. The head referee didn't quite get the play going quick enough, and then we see the frustration foul from Higmont. Delk here on the drive. Oh, and a nice play there by Heinbaugh, who might have knocked the Quaffle from going into the hoop.
Heinbaugh definitely is the one that made that save. That bludger made contact with the Quaffle so that it did not advance through the hoop. Of course, the Quaffle looked like it might have been low enough that it would have just hit the hoop joint and bounced off, but you can never be certain, so...
And Potter going to rip one, and that's going to be good. What a play by Potter there to hop on the loose ball first and keep her team ahead. It's going to be 10-9. It's going to be 10-9, playing to 12, Maroon in the lead. And Crystal LaFuente, Heinbaugh's teammate, actually did that twice yesterday in that Boston series. Really cool. It's always a really cool play to see the beater knock the Quaffle from inside the hoop.
Yeah, and when you've got beaters that really just have throws that are that accurate, why not give that a go? And it's all about the timing. But
Delk here with the Quaffle, gonna try and go by Nelson. Molly Potter, a huge game here for Maroon in what looked like somewhat limited minutes. That's Barnstetter who got juked out by Sosa. Now Potter's going to be on Bear. Potter gets beat up by Zhang. Bear gets beat up top. Going to keep playing. Maybe it was a missed beat.
I was going to say, it looked like it made contact with the Quaffle and
that
knocked the ball out of her hand and then hit the ground.
Lucky there for Maroon. After Gwen Elledge, who we haven't seen so far, missed a beat out wide. Ball's going to go harmlessly out of play, though. Pink unable to capitalize on the misbeat, on 2 missed beats there. Now Kennedy Murphy back with the ball. Murphy's going to juke Paulin. Paulin going to stay with it, though. Paulin going to wrap up. Really nice play there by Paulin. That's going to be a quick reset. Barnstetter lost track of the field a little bit. Out to Ali Manzel. Manzel's going to go by. Manzel back up top. Barnstetter going to try and get back into play quickly. Montero going to try and win an exchange. Does exchange. That's a
shot taken by Manzella, but I think it's just wide of that center hoop. And the ball goes rolling out of bounds and will be inbounded by Pink Salt.
Yeah, really nice play by Paulin up top to get beat by Murphy, but stay with the play. Ends up wrapping Murphy up and forcing the ball out of her hands.
Yeah, sometimes in those kind of situations, you just got to force the bad pass so that your team can clean up the rest of it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say again, it seems like every time Catherine Zhang, number 36, is in for pink, they have bludger control.
Yes.
She's been a really stabilizing force for this team and has really been one of the best beaters on the team throughout the day.
Yeah, Zhang has been absolutely great. Throws the bludger, able to get another one back immediately every single time.
And that's Sosa going to look for a quick dish to Dykstra. Dykstra's going to find the top of the hoop. It's going to go in. It's going to be a tie game. We're playing 1-2 now.
Yep, scores tied up 10-all.
Yeah, and if you're Maroon, I think the ball's got to be in the hands of one of your more confident ball carriers. I think Molly Potter really has been that for Maroon so far.
Potter has definitely been handling that position well, able to get those shots off, able to look around, find the passes, and also just
It's going to be a reset there for my Manzella. Are they going to call it a double reset? Out of bounds here. Manzella lost track of the end line. And that's a pretty costly turnover in a really critical time for Maroon. Some discussion here about exactly what happened, it looks like. Now it looks like the ball's in Dykstra's hands. Sherwood, who's been really good for Maroon as well, with Montero in it, beat her.
Yeah, Dykstra doing a good job sending that quaffle all the way back to Delk and give the Himalayan Pink Salt team a little bit of extra time to really get set up on their offense.
Yeah, I'd like to highlight Emma Sherwood in it beater from Maroon now. Had a really good first shift. Dykstra back behind the hoops. Manzella's hands meet Dykstra's. Going to pop the ball. Sosa looks like is running away with it. Sosa going to go out wide to Bear. Barnstetter unable to come up with the quaffle. Nice spin there. And a pass to Dykstra, but Sherwood right in the right place, right at the right time. Sherwood, who's had a really nice game, continues a stellar performance.
Yeah, Sherwood starting to anticipate that pass. I think we've seen that come a lot from the Himalayan Pink Salt.
Great find by Manzella in a no-brother situation to Smiley. Smiley, perfect positioning. That's what we haven't seen from Smiley so far this game. She's taken a lot of long shots, but she finds herself right next to the hoop for the easy score. Really well facilitated there by Ali Manzella.
Yeah, great distribution from Manzella and really just great sight, being able to see that there's a player wide open next to the hoop and make that pass happen. Score right now 110-100. Maroon leads. Yeah,
Maroon next goal wins. We are playing to 120 here. Maroon with bludger control. It is now Connor back in the game at beater for Maroon. Ball's going to go out wide.
Say bludgers are down. There's a lone bludger inside the hoops for Maroon.
Julia Bear out to Sosa. Sosa is unable to come up with it. Shaded by Kennedy Murphy up top. It's going to be a reset. That's going to be one use. Ooh, a nice tackle. I think that was from behind. Yep. That one was from behind. Sosa beat Kenny Murphy around the edge, and I think just got taken down from behind there.
Yeah, Murphy just a little bit slow on that last step before making contact on the wrap.
No, the stoppage play might be for what they called a head injury. I think Sosa absolutely beat Kenny Murphy around the edge, and Kenny Murphy took her down from behind. It's going to be a no card. Looks like Ted Walsh is having a conversation here with the head ref. Head contact might have been the stoppage in play. Means that Sosa might have to come out here.
Yeah, and on that tackle, again, it just sort of comes down to when the initiation of that wrap was made, whether it was still from that 180 side view or if Sosa had fully gotten her way around Kennedy Murphy before the wrap was made.
That looked like a tough no call to me. I believe Pink is still going to have the quaffle on the restart. We'll have to see. It is next goal wins for Maroon, of course. Pink still 2 to go. Bear been awesome. Sosa been awesome. That's where I'm going to look for the hands. Pollen been awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Dykstra been nice as an off-ball chaser as well. Those are some of your main threats here. Tessa Mullen's going to look to work her way back to the bench a little slowly. Like we said, there were people with a lot of minutes put in over the course of this weekend. It's been awesome to see them come in and do it some more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting some more minutes, getting that experience, but also can be on the side of exhausting as well. A lot of these players, they want to hang out with friends that are here from further away. I know a lot of the hotels sort of had, just gatherings for everyone to sort of get together, talk to each other, meet new people. And that's one of the great things about Quidditch is that there is that type of community surrounding it as well. Yeah,
you can't say enough about how well this weekend was run. A big shout out to all the volunteers and all the administrators who really helped make MLQ weekend and MLQ Championships happen, including our producer, Harry Clark, who's put in one of the best 48-hour performances of any volunteer here. running live stream 2. He's been the producer of Pitch 2 the entire weekend. He's done an absolutely fabulous job. Big shout out to Harry Clark and all the rest of the volunteers who made this weekend and this entire season happen.
Yeah, all those people that work behind the scenes that you guys wouldn't even know deal with problems before they even arise. And that quaffle goes rolling out of bounds, will be turned over to our Maroon squad so that they can inbound.
And now Barnstetter's going to start with the quaffle here for Maroon. Catherine Long, keeper. Connard and Montero have been really good for Maroon. Big pick there, didn't make contact. Now Kennedy Murphy with the quaffle up top.
And a goal here, remember, would end this game. Set score 120.
Smiley's in behind. I expect the ball to go to her. Yep, Smiley going to look for a shot as always. Smiley
Just
is going to
too
shoot. Gets beat out there. Montero covered the quaffle really nicely. Zhang first to the bludger though. Now it's out to Barnstetter. Barnstetter's looking to finish it. Barnstetter with an absolutely wonderful goal to finish this game and bring Maroon back into this fantasy tournament, giving them 1-1.
What a great goal. Great movement on that ball. Kennedy Murphy with it up top. Recognizes Brandstetter just behind the hoops. And able to get that final goal in there. I mean, and also the key turning point of this entire game, obviously that snitch catch by Emily Hickmont.
Yeah, what a huge catch by Hickmont. I really like how Maroon settled in. It feels like they've really settled into this tournament now. After taking a tough loss to Purple on pitch 1 up top, they've got a lot of talent on this team, and I expect them to be a really fierce competition for anybody. Just a lot deeper than Pink, and I think the tired legs from Pink really showed by the end there. I think there's question marks for Maroon in terms of ball carrying. Hasn't been quite as sharp from them, but we see that they've got a lot of dynamic players who are comfortable with the ball in their hands all around the hoops. Going forward, I expect them to be a force. We saw some great beating from them too.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this day just goes. Both of these teams now 1-1 on the day, and we'll go ahead and find out what's happening up on the other games and see how we're advancing going forward.
Yeah, join us for the next game. Should be coming up here shortly. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game.
Welcome back to Pitch 2. Just a quick announcement here. We are going to be shutting down Pitch 2 for the rest of the day and combining our black team, the Black Parade, and Himalayan Pink Salt due to some depth issues, and we want all our players to have a good experience while they're here playing at Take Back the Pitch.
We will be continuing the rest of our streams on Pitch 1, and I'm really excited. We saw that great game versus Pink and Black at the beginning of the day. I'm really excited to see what those two teams can do together.
Absolutely. So join us on Pitch 1 stream.
You're clear.